Welcome. Checking in with all of you. Hope you're all doing well. It's been a few days, so I wanted to check in with you. Come and have lunch with me. I have peas and avocados and zucchini. Welcome. It's been a couple of days. I haven't been able to get online. So I want to take this opportunity to get online now before Brody wake up. It's been busy with job and family, so it's hard to find time. Welcome. Too cool. Welcome. Stebano. Cute name. I like that. You know, I love Halloween, but I never got to dress like one today. So, sorry. Happy Halloween. The baby just turned 8 months old, so she's gone through her milestone. So she's more clingy, and she's more, I don't know, when the baby turns certain milestone, their behavior change. So this is one of them. So she's been so clingy and haven't been able to break away. Even in her sleep, she's still listening to me. So I wanted to take a lunch break and checking in with all of you. Steve, human makeup, I don't know, I always have this basic makeup. I'm not one of those lady who like are kind of overwhelmed with makeup. You know, I'm pretty basic. I'm pretty not boring. I'm basic. I just make up the way I feel like. You know, I don't need a lot of makeup. I guess I'm doing good as far as God is giving me. So I know, right? I mean, it's hard to do that. สวัสดีค่ะสบายดีนะคะยินดีต้อนรับ Welcome from Made in Thailand. I'm making Thailand. Handsome. Yeah, handsome to you. I'm pretty. I don't know. Handsome is for boy. Pretty is for girl. Handsome is fine. Handsome makeup. Oh, welcome. Checking in with you today because it's been a few days. So, welcome to all of you too. Welcome. It's great to see all of you. I'm having my lunch. It's just easy today. No steak and entree, no chicken, no fish. It's just sweet peas. Hum. No. I know I was vegetarian before I started eating meat, right? And growing up in Cambodia, basically we are pescatarian, meaning we eat minimally of meat. Okay? I don't remember when we got to eat chicken. It's always fish, vegetable, and rice. It's like main staple. So it don't bother me if I don't have meat in my diet. So especially when I don't have to cook, you know. So green peas. Um, you know, I became a full-time nanny, so it was hard. It's just like having my own baby all over again. So as an experienced mom and grandmother, so I know how to manage the time when the baby is asleep. I better grab food, I better do things because the baby changed certain milestone when they were infant, so they are not independent, but yet they sleep most of the time. Okay, but when they turn about 6, when they learn how to crawl, when they learn how to sit up, when they're 8, 8 months old. So when this is a time where they wanted to reach certain milestone, where they're now aware of their surrounding, they know who their parents and who the care providers and where they're about and all that. So they change. You also can see that they change when they're with their parents, and the behavior is different with nannies. Um, so I observe all that because in my lifetime, not only that I have take care, raise 6 children of my own, single parents most of the times, work a lot of job in between. So, and then I took a lot of babysitting job, which allowed me to be home with the children. So what happens is that I learned how the baby performance when they are with me and with the parents. คุณไทยได้ค่ะ Made in Thailand อยู่เขตไหนคะ Merk hello it's good to see you and say hi to all of you too, you wonderful TikTok people having my lunch. Okay. I was saying growing up in Cambodia, we already start eating a lot of vegetable, um, rice, fish, vegetables. Well, our main staple. So only when we came to America that we started eating too much meat. And then I also see the change in human health also, because especially when we started eating a lot of processed food, a lot of packages food. I mean, in America, I'm not bashing them, by all means. Food are processed ahead. In Cambodia, I remember my dad's a farmer, but during off duty, he would go fishing with fishing net or fishing. But we don't have the fancy fishing gear like we do here in America. Lucky you have a fishing hook, and then just attach the string to the bamboo stick, and then that's it. That would be fishing. Would be the fishing hook for us. I mean, a fishing pole for us. And then กรุงเทพอะค่ะเป็นยังไงบ้างน้ำลดหรือยังน้ำท่วมจังเลยนะคะคุณไม่เป็นไรนะครอบครัวไม่เป็นไรนะ I'm talking to someone from Thailand ดีใจที่รู้จักคุณเคย มาอเมริกาเปล่า Let me see. Let me start sending some heart to my fan. Send some heart. So I was telling you now, growing up in Cambodia, it was a life learning lesson for me. Because it taught me how to survive a little bit better. Learn how to learn all the basic survival. Learn how to build fire. Learn to fish with the dagger, with the catching fish without the hook. Learn how to empty the reservoir of canal to catch fishes. So, and learn how to cook young, and learn how to do rice paddies and help with that farming. Though I don't have land for all those anymore, but I still love backyard gardening. It was like, I just love to have all those plants in the backyard. I have some beautiful jasmines. Though other plants don't grow here very well. Palm trees maybe grow here well. In Nevada, the city of Nevada, state of, no, I'm sorry, the city of Las Vegas, in the state of Nevada. So we border between California to the west, to the south, Colorado, to the east, Utah, to the north, not sure, maybe Wyoming or Oregon. So we were in this central valley here, so it's congested. Anyway, so let me stop eating so I can show you what I'm doing. I'm sorry I didn't try to be rude eating in front of you, but like I was saying that being a nanny. Give me a second, please. Oh, I was just gonna finish telling you about my vegetarian experience. And then I got sick on my hemoglobin was messing up, so the doctor had to put me on encouraged me to go back on meat diet. So I learned to consume regularly. You know. And but people sometimes ask me what's my favorite food. You know, I mean, to me, I don't know. Live here in America, we just too much food, so it's hard to say which favorite, which is not. I'm still enjoy the Khmer diet, the Cambodian diet comprised of fish, vegetable, and rice. You know, the basic thing. And to be honest with you, that the Asian people, they eat their rice regularly. I mean, and I say regularly, they eat it probably 3 times a week. I mean 3 times per day, morning, noon, and in between. Yeah. So here I have my persimmon where um, I said I'm gonna stop eating. Just one dessert. Um, thank you for having patience for me. Um, as many of you know that I have made this baby blanket here. So it took me 3 spools of yarns, okay? The 3 spool yarn will give me a good size baby blanket. Okay. So though it's a little bit bigger for the baby, but this is not for newborn. It's for a toddler. I mean, I make it bigger. It can be for newborn, and this is a keepsake piece of handmade or hand crochet. Okay, this is crochet. Someone asked me, "Are you knitting?" Saddam, really? Saddam Hussein? I thought that. Yeah. Are you related to Saddam? I'm from Cambodia. I was born in Cambodia, but my family are from Thailand. So I'm one of those people that trapped between 2 cultures. As you know, there's a lot of things going on between the border right now. So I have to be super sensitive about what I say and what I do, because it could hurt both sides of the country. But that's why I'm not happy with the situation at the border, you know, because I can't take side, because it hurts on both sides. It's just like double dagger, you know, where if I support Thailand and then Cambodian be mad at me, if I support Cambodian and then Thai would be bad at me. So I'm trying to stay neutral. But I've seen people being mean to each other and being xenophobic, and how they put down each other and belittles and all that. But that's something that is very inhumane and very unfriendly about. But I don't want to talk about that, okay? But I just want to welcome all of you. I don't care what country you're from, you know. I mean, yeah. So where are you from then, Saddam? From, let's see, last time. What country is Saddam then? He is in where? Not Turkey, not Afghanistan. Afghanistan? Was he captured in Afghanistan? That was sad, right? I mean, I don't want to talk politics, you know why? Because I'm not a politician, and my kid don't like me talking politics, so that's why I stay with a certain subject. You know. Food I pretend to like. uh, that's a hard one, you know. I mean, growing up in Cambodia and partly in Thailand, and we do varieties of, of fruits and vegetables. Um, when pretend like food, that that's the well. All right, so you take it off, so I'm not gonna say it. You can't pretend you like food, okay? Only for people who want to please somebody. For example, if she's on a date or he's on a date, and the date trying to cook food for you, and then the person can't cook, or it's just from the frozen, they just stick into the microwave and then serve the date at home. You know, they want to have that romantic environment at home instead of taking it out to the ice cream shop or having a burger, what have you, and trying to impress somebody by cooking for him or for her, and they're not a good cook or they can't cook. And then the person who was need to be impressed will try to impress and say, wow, you know, this is good, or wow, I didn't know you can cook, and that pretend that you like the food or you like the cooking. But then for me, I have not cooked anything that I don't like yet, you know. The only thing that I may not be able to eat are the items that I'm allergic to, like peanut, orange, eggs, and what else that I. So I can't pretend that I like. I would tell people I have food allergies, so I would tell them I can eat certain food like corn, stuff like that, and so then people say, "Oh, are you pretending?" No, it's not pretending. You know, food allergy is a serious matter. It can unalive you in a matter of second. You know, and I now that I know what I'm allergic to, so I'm very cautious about it because it made me uncomfortable. It made me hard to breathe at night, and I never understand why. You know, I can't breathe at night, and that I sneeze all the time, and that I feel choking, and that it itch and it swollen until I went to get testing done and found out that I had a lot of food allergy. I I'm a I'm allergic to all kind of element like dust, weed, mold, ash tree, um, oak tree, grass, weed, pollen, mulberry. I mean a lot of stuff that I'm allergic to. So I just like food, and I'm allergic to quite a few kind of food. So when people serve food, then I have to ask how they prepare, what they prepare. So if I eat it mistakenly, then I suffer. The last time I ate was Be Nice and eating. I wasn't pretending to eat, pretend it was good food. Um, she she made vegetarian dish. I think she had peanut in it and in the sauce, and it was good. So I ate, and then I just found out that the next day my lips started swollen so bad. I think I talked about that before. I was out EpiPen, so I suffered for that swollen for a few weeks because it's swollen so bad, and then took the medication and it went down like in a couple of days. And even with the medication, it take a couple of days for the allergy to subside. When it subsides, and then because the lips swollen so badly, it stretched the skin of the lip, and then so after that, it's just like cracking, and then it take a while for it to heal. So that's why when I said I can't eat certain food and not pretending, because food allergy is serious, and I'm going to say that because this young girl, went to a girl camp, and the camp keepers gave her peanut butter sandwich, and the baby died from eating that peanut butter sandwich, and they didn't need to read the note that she was allergic to peanut, and they fed her peanut butter sandwich, and the little girl didn't know enough not to eat it. She ate it, and then that's it. Her breathing stopped, and they weren't able to resist her because they were out there in the wilderness camping far away from the city. So by the time she got her to the hospital, and that's it, her her breathing system shut down, and that's it. Her heart shut down because food. You see, and that's why I often talk about food allergy, because food allergy is serious. Okay, if for me, I have the orange is my strongest allergen. And if I have a glass of orange, I'm choking. I will be burping all day because my body is trying to dispose of thing that is toxic to me. Eggs will give me the irritation, like itch. I have blotches growing, and then a little speck here and there, and the and the pink blotches everywhere, scratching, and then that scratch will last a long time. So when I scratch, it's like, oh, it feels so good. You scratch and scratch and scratch until it bleed, and then you know that, oh well, it hurt now because it bleed. When it itch, you're like, ooh, you just like, oh, you scratch like dog scratching on fleas. It was that hard. So I know how it is, how lethal, how how lethal, how crazy food allergies are. So but if I have a glass of orange, I'll be choking. I feel it. I'll be burping all day. If I have eggs, it itch. If I have peanut, it's same thing. So my nose started to shut down. I mean, not shut down. It started to plucked up, and I couldn't breathe. I have to breathe through my mouth. So I mean, so like I was saying a few times that when I'm eat out at a restaurant, especially in the Vietnamese restaurant where when they serve the food with a lot of peanut sauce, they like to add the peanut sauce into some of their barbecue plate or noodle plate, the dry noodle plate, and I will say, hold the please no peanut. They make note, but then the chef doesn't read the note, and then I was served with food with peanut and have to send it back. So I went back to the same restaurant twice, and they did that to me twice. So I'm like, okay, you don't get my business anymore because you don't honor it. They I don't know if the worker there got sent to training how to do food handling, how to be aware of food allergen, because people die from it. I have to carry EpiPen with me now. I don't have to carry anymore because I know what I'm allergic to, and when I'm out at the restaurant, I will ask for specific thing. Same thing. If you send the kid to school, make sure that you specifically with the school nurse, with the school administration, that your kid have food allergy, so that way they don't serve your child with food that the kid allergic to, or pack your own lunch. My children pack lunch for the kids, and they don't eat school lunch anymore. Some school districts do not serve, do not have free meal. So a lot of parents who can afford to pay for school meals, and then they send them, they just pay for it. For those who cannot afford to buy school lunch for the kids, and then they just pack their own food, which is safe. I mean, for me, I think it's the safest way to pack your own lunch for kids and for yourself as well. So that's why I said food allergy is serious, because I know how it is, because people serve me things that I said, call it, do not include it, omit it, leave it out, and then it wastes time also, because by the time I send back my plate, so it take another 15-20 minutes, depending on how busy they are, to cook my food. So if I'm out having lunch, I have an hour lunch, I have 15 minutes to get back and forth and in between, and then my lunch had to get sent back, and then I'll be late for work, and then I have to pack my lunch anyway. So that's why I'm always emphasizing on food allergy. And some people ask me, if I just like I went to a little gathering at one of my daughter boyfriend's family. They're Filipinos, and they have a small gathering for birthday gatherings, and Vivian, she was a great cook, and she doesn't want anybody to help her, so she started from 6 in the morning until about 7 at night before we get to eat. So she made this delicious, can't remember the dish name, but it's just involving it's almost, she called it gare. I think it was curry, right? So the way gare is to slow cook the meat of choice, and in peanut sauce, and I think with the curry paste also. So it was good, but then I smell it. It tastes good. It looks good, but then I couldn't have it because it was so rich with peanut. Uh, but I couldn't stop by admiring the way it was cooked. Though. I mean, I've been around some of my Filipino friends, because my grandkids are Filipino descent. My twin grandchildren, her dad is Filipinos. So I'm already have some connection with Filipino culture and food, and her grandmother will send. So she liked to make pancit, the stir fry clear noodles, and then another noodle that they make that they love making. To me, it'd be like wonton, not wonton, the fried noodles, okay? But it's called pancit canton, I think. pancit canton. It was pretty good. It's almost like fried chow mein. She used the same noodles, the same egg noodles as chow mein, but in Filipino, it's called pancit canton. I remember. So now I learned two words of Tagalog. Is the no? It was the puto too. The puto was the. She said that, oh, the puto, don't say it because in Spanish it means, female bottom part, but in Filipino it mean the steam vegetable, no, steam rice cake. It was pretty good. She added just a little bit of cheese and it was pretty good, and it's called a puto. And then she made the pork, um, barbecue pork, which I cook mine well done because for some reason they cook the pork medium done, because for me pork has to be very very done if I were to eat pork. Okay, and that's just the principle of pork eating. No raw, no raw for me. I I just feel that pork meat, any kind of meat, it got to be cooked right, and but in some country, they eat raw pork, they eat raw meat, they eat raw liver, they eat raw visceras, which is normal, which is sometimes not normal for us, but then we have to respect because that's their culture food. So we can be disrespectful. If you don't eat, you don't appreciate someone cooking, that's fine. But don't go make fun, don't go bully them, because it's a cultural thing. We respect our culture, all sort of food. If we don't eat it, just like someone was saying earlier, do you pretend to what food you pretend to like? That would be it. Pretend to like eating raw food, because like in Japan they eat raw sashimi, and they enjoy the raw fish, raw shellfish, raw shrimp, which is normal. I mean, for Pacific Island also. Whatever culture we were born in, whatever the norms that we were born in, we brought up and eating, or social norms, or family dynamic, or the religious practice, the way the language norms and all that. So it's part of the culture. I mean, that's like we, just like us being our own culture, the way we normal, we used to that. We just, that's the way our cultures are. That's the way our food are here. You think that we eat so healthy, right? I mean, we just pack free packages. If you go to a grocery store, what do you find at the frozen section? Okay, so you have you have frozen food in the beautiful packages. I mean, the food wasn't great, but then the packages make it look so eliminating. I mean, those beautiful packages. That's what it's the promotional tactic that they, how to grab the attention, how they fish the consumer, because consumer like to see pretty thing. It's just like men like to look at pretty woman. I mean, as the eater, we look at certain food packages, and because we see the picture on the packages, promotional packages, everything, oh yeah, it's gonna look like that. Just like burger, just like hot dog, whatever you see on the poster, like beautiful, juicy, and then when you order something like that, it didn't come in that format, and like it come in like it didn't have that perfect look, and I mean the cheese was like it didn't drizzle, and the lettuce wasn't that fresh, and tomato wasn't that perfect, and the bun was not that perfect, and it depends on how soon they serve you. If the bun was old, there was a wrinkling. I mean, what you see on the commercial, on the promotional was different than what you get. I mean, the real thing was never really pretty. Just like women without makeup. Or some women who doesn't like makeup, so they have that natural. Or some women who overdo themselves. I mean, I got it. I mean, I wear makeup too. I enjoy making myself look good, because the older I get, I feel that I learn to appreciate myself more. I learned to love myself more. I wanted to look presentable, and I want to always be, even I don't have the most expensive outfit or new outfit, but the outfit that I have, I make it work. I mean, we the beauty is not how much um, how much powder you can paste on your face. The beauty come within the love that you have within yourself, the inner peace, the inner love that you have, and then we don't allow too much of distraction in the world surrounding. I mean, we all have issue. Me too. I have ton of issue. I have ton of problem. Some of them is like overwhelming, like death in the family, moving and separations, and all that stuff. I mean, it's overwhelming. Last night I couldn't sleep because I didn't sleep very well last night because my mind just taking me somewhere where I'm worried about certain thing. I'm worried about certain uncertainty. Then it's hard to go back to sleep. I woke up about 2, and well, the professional said that, well, when you get disturbed and wake up in the middle of the night, or sometime in the middle of the night, sometime at night, okay, that you don't normally or usually wake up, they recommend is that we should not look at the clock. If we look at the clock, our body will get tuned into the time, that time. So this is that psychologically it affects us. If you wake up in the middle of the night, you go to the bathroom and come back, don't look at the clock, don't check at your phone, and just go back to sleep. And if you can't go back to sleep, then stay in bed and close your eye and just reminiscent. A lot of things been on my mind. I mean, it bothered me too about the border um, dispute. Because my family is on the border too. A lot of my family are like on the border. It's not on affected area, but it affects the whole border. I mean, my family lived right there. When I visited them, I would just walk a few feet down to, I put both feet, one in Thailand border, one on Cambodian border. I mean, it was that close. So when all that happened, my family have to evacuate and go live in, go live another family member far away from the border. Um, and then 3 of my cousins in Cambodia getting married. 2 of them, one of them already got married, and 2 of them in November. I said, why are you guys getting married in the middle when the countries at war? I said, well, we don't know. We arranged all this before all that happened. So that makes sense. Um, I said, well, I hope your your kids will be able to attend. The things going on in the country, getting married is like the last thing I will be doing. I mean, I don't know. Do people get married during World War II, World War One? I don't know. I wasn't born old enough. I heard about it, but then we study history. So did anybody ever got married during World War One, World War Two? Probably. Elope. And they know that death and birth can't prevent. Okay, so baby will be born during any time of the year, even during war, during peace. The baby gonna be born, right? And death also. I mean, death happened a lot during the country in mid turmoil. Just like the flood is going on in not flood, the hurricane that hit Jamaica. Do you know how much damage that was? It was like the whole city was like annihilated. I mean, like it just nothing but rubbles, and that's sad. Because how sorry, talking too much. Um, so how do we recuperate from such a loss? The home is gone, like the 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 storm just, I mean, the hurricane just take your home, just like uprooted the home, and just like um, a story in Oz, Oz, where that tornadoes and came and just like up lift up the whole home. It was like that. It was so sad. And then there's flood in Vietnam and Thailand and in China. I was like the whole world is like whirlpool. Okay. So that's why I'm grateful where I'm at, But America, we face a lot of natural catastrophe, in Texas, Louisiana, and New York, and I mean, we all face it because living in America, people say that, oh yeah, American people, they great. We don't have to feel compassion for them. American, a lot of nations don't like America, or they don't like America. They may love the American, but they don't like America. But when something happened, they just waited to laugh and to like to yeah, to make fun of us, like, oh yeah, let it happen, oh, that because we had bad leaders, or because it's karma. Same thing, when a thing happened in Thailand and Cambodia, they're always like laughing at each other and putting, it's just like if something happened to Cambodia, Thai would say, oh yeah, that's karma. And something happened to Thailand and Cambodia would say, oh yeah, that's karma, It's like, yeah, karma back and forth now. Everything is karma. Before, I never seen any society, in the social world, in societies where karma is mentioned so much until recent month, when thing that had happened between two nations, when when they started hating each other, when they started to control each other, when they started to involve in a little, not little, involved in a nasty, ghastly border invasion, border dispute. And then the people started hitting each other because people just like being provocative, like and do all kind of um, propagandas, create narrative, create lie, create false narrative, and just to create the tension, just like after the ceasefire, the second time. Okay, so Thailand. Okay, let me talk about that just a little bit. And then this guy, out of nowhere, after the prime minister went to sign the peace treaty, okay, and then after it was signed, and then this guy came up and said, oh yeah, he gonna march down all people along that border, and driven the Cambodian out of their home, claimed it was Thailand territory. So then so I question that, when is gonna be peace? How long do people have to sign the peace treaty? Who gonna come down and be the judge of that? That's annoying. So I'm just saying that, just put it aside. Take care of your own land, and let's be peace. I mean, that those might be my relative too. Who doing all that shitty stuff. So I can't really. I'm not happy about that. So, but anyway, let's not talking about that. Let's talking about this project here. So I'm almost done. I have this much to go, and it took me 3 spool of, um, of yarn. Okay, this is called Motif heart, which is very popular in my family because they like the little imprint of heart that created here. Every time when the newborn in my family, they would get at least a blanket from me. Okay, so you see that little heart right there? That's why it's called Motif heart. Okay, this is the wrong side of the blankie. Okay, oh, welcome. Oh, yeah, just checking in with you. I wasn't cooking. I've been cooking for the last couple of days. Okay, you see that? It's beautiful heart. Okay. So this is the border on the 4 corner, because these are huge granite square. So this is considered a baby blanket for a little girl. Well, I don't mind for a little boy. Sometimes boys wear pink too. So to me, it's don't matter. But this right here intended for a little baby girl. So I not me, my younger sister is expecting a grandbaby girl. So it came from her firstborn son and a little Maddie. I still owe little Maddie, Addie. Her name is Addison, her blankie. And but then my daughter called me the other day and said, "Mom, you got to make this square beanie. Uh, it made out of this granny square, okay, a smaller version of granny square, and put the square together in like in a box. Okay, so it's gonna be a box like this and to wear over your head." So I said, that's pretty easy, you know. I mean, I do all kind of difficult pattern for the beanies, for the granny square. I said, yeah, mom. She said that it was like the hot thing in the market. You know, people sell that for like $40 for. Okay, so I understand it. If it's made in America, $40, I go for that. You know, I mean, I used to make stuff for sale, and yeah, so I know how it's like to um, to make things for sale because I used to design beanies with the horn, with the mohawk, and then with the beard, you know, with the ear covers, all kind of design and whatever people order. My daughter would take order. She worked in the facility where a lot of people, she knew a lot of people, so she'd be telling, hey, you know, my mom make these, and then would you like to order? And then she'll say, what can she make? He said, whatever you like, I'll make for you. You know, so he said, oh well, I want a beanie with the beard. So then that's done. I want a beanie with the horn. Okay, done. I want beanie with the Disney character. That's done. And I wanted uh, a snake design. That's done. I wanted a little, what do you call it, dangler. That's done. And over the course of time, I think I make, you know, hundreds of items for sale. And then I started, and then I quit for a while because I was tired and my eye. I think I was telling I that my eye got deteriorated because um, when I crochet, my eye is focusing on on the detail. So over time, I didn't lose my sight. It was just that um, just like we watching too much movie. The doctor said, "Oh, when we watch too much movie, the radiation, whatever it was, I don't know what the real cause behind um, the doctor saying that the vision doctor saying that the optometry is saying that well when the kid watch too much movie that's why they all going blind. You know, I don't know if that's true or not, but then I have not done research on that, so don't quote me on it. So, but what I learned though, when I do crochet, if I could crochet a couple hours a day, I can tell that my eye is blurry. You know, I mean, okay, because we so focusing on like that close motion, and sometimes the eye just got lazy. I mean, got tired of doing that. So what I do is that I give a break during the day because I wanted to finish this project when the baby is asleep. So I try to work on it. Actually, I should have got this done in a couple of days. But this project like this, it doesn't take me too long. You know, if I really work on it, it might take me a day or two. You know, I mean, but because I don't have all the time to do, so I spend a couple of hours here and there, and and a few roll here and there. So that's why it take a while. But if I were to crochet all day, I would have got this done in 2 days. Be honest with you, you know, this is like easy, very easy pattern to do, and I do so many of this blankie, and so it was so easy to do. It's not only that just easy, it's just beautiful. Okay, so the pattern is not that difficult. It's easy to learn. You know, if you guys be interested, just let me know. I mean, I can basically can help you start with it. Okay, it's going to be a beautiful gift for a newborn or family members. Or you can do Afghans with this, and you can do headband with it. I mean, it's 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 nice project. Okay. But the thing that I learned about crocheting is that it, it be- it can be addictive. People ask, how do you be addicted to crocheting? Because just like this right here, I'm addicted to get it done, because it just like part of the, it's almost like part of the duty, or part of your what you call it, the schedule, where I need to get it done. If I start a project, anxious to get it done, it's not like a bad habit. It's not like a bad addiction. It's a good addiction, but I don't know who came up with uh, the term uh, crochet addiction, which I found it hilarious because because I never really understood that. How did it become addiction? I'm just sitting there and crochet all day. I guess it must be addiction. Then if you're not addicted to it, if I'm not addicted to it, I would have been like not doing it all day and all night. Especially when I work on orders. And I have to meet the demand. I have to keep crocheting until I got all the product and sent out. You know, the great thing about those great people is that they never returned the product. They were happy with what I made for them. You know, hey, why are we not sending hearts? Welcome, welcome. If you have not already friend me or click like or follow, do that, because I always go back and do that to you also. Yeah, so today was like off duty for me. I didn't cook today because I have the baby with me. So when I cook and when the baby wake up, then I have to leave the cooking in the middle, and that's why I didn't do cooking. So out here, if she cried, then I just put it off, and then I'll be cool with that. Yeah, but then send heart, click like, click subscribe will be good, and allow me to come back on here, and then we are here to support each other. I know that you won't stay to see the whole bit here, but it's good to have you on here, and I want to welcome you. And I know that this is some of the thing that we do in our life, in my life. That's what I do. I crochet a whole lot. I think I mentioned before that I crochet on the plane too. When I travel, I sometimes when especially when I travel during a holiday, because I have family live in East Coast and West Coast. So I travel a whole lot, especially travel to the New York area. It will take like 6-7 hours straight flight. Sometimes when I have transfer flight and then there's a layover, then it's like first it's like 30-minute layover, and the second layover like an hour, and then it's like 2 hours. Sometimes there's that cancellation flight, and then yeah. So what I do in between, I can't sleep because I'm not used to like sleep in the airport. I don't like those eye watching. If I be snoring, I see those things. I'm like, no, because I don't know if I snore loud, I snore pretty, or I don't snore. I don't know. I don't hear myself. So, but I seen people who slept at the airport and was like snoring as loud as heck. I'm like, okay, good night. so So I, so when I crochet, it helped me stay focusing on staying awake, right? And I'm not about to fall asleep at the airport. If I get tired, if they allow me to go out and get a hotel, I'll get a hotel. But then I never have to get a hotel. But when I flew, I used to fly overseas, and when there was a cancellation flight, or there was a flight delay, and then sometimes they have accommodation, and will be staying at a hotel. That is reprehensible. That's manageable, and sometimes I do that. But I don't fly out of country as much anymore. I used to fly a couple times per year to do that. but now I don't have the frequent flight anymore because I freaking out about all this stuff that's going on with the plane, with the flight industries. You know, too many accidents. So I don't even want to like hop on the plane anymore. I used to get excited to like flying now. Even just last month when my brother passed, I have to take a short flight to California. It was a little bit nervous for me, and I was just like said a short prayer, you know, and petitioned the Lord to like watch over the whole crew, the whole flight, you know. I mean, as a Christian person, that's what we do, you know. We pray for for everything. We pray when we're happy, we pray when we're thankful, we pray when we're scared, we pray when we're in a situation that we can't get out, we pray when we lost hope, we pray when we sleep, we pray when we're scared, we pray when we dismay, we pray for everything. We're just like little kids, you know. I mean, as Christian people, we like little kids. We like to pray and ask for everything. We just ask God, who is the Father, for everything. So for me, I I feel the connected um, to Christian God. So when I travel, I know that we'll be fine. And the thing happened for a reason. If that reason, then I'm not gonna be sorry about it. So you know, I try to stay positive and always have that pleasant flight, despite of some layover and delay on cancellations. And sometimes, well, a few years ago, well, okay, not a few, about 10 years ago, when I flew the first flight to see my children when they had left me to search their own adventure after they graduated from high school. So they left California to East Coast to find job or to reconnect with her father, um, with the father. So she moved, or they moved away. So it broke my heart. But then I know how it happened too. So so I made a few visits. So one of the visit, my daughter deliberately um, got me late to the airport, and because she didn't want me to leave, so she came out with a trick and saying took me around detouring, you know, because I didn't know my location yet, so detouring, and uh, got I ended up being late for my missed my flight. So she was happy. So she know that it was that I missed my flight. So she came back and picked me up, and she rebooked my flight. So stuff like that, it happened too, you know. And for good reason, she said that I just want to have you a couple more hours or a day or so. That was sweet, you know. It was so sweet of her, and that touched and hurt my heart because that was my firstborn who did that, you know. And, she she left me soon. She graduated, and she em- embarked for East Coast in California with her cousin to search for future. So I'm glad that she did. It took her many years before she was able to establish her futures and got schoolings and opened her business, start relationship and start family, you know, and just repeated generation. It was happy. But then I'm just saying that, um, yes. So when I fly, I always take these projects with me. I don't take a big project like this because if I take this project with me, I have to wrap around me like this because you know how the flight attendant um, how to check in at the gate, and they want us to like pay for extra luggages, pay for extra item, you know. Yeah. So I saw some guy who he have to compromise, not compromise, have to like uh, what you call it, have to like, so they make announcement for personal item, a personal bag, right? So personal bag is supposed to be like one backpack or one purse. Okay, if you have a backpack and a purse, they consider extra accessories, so you have to pay for the backpack. Other than that, you have to put everything in one bag, you know, to that. And I saw some guy was trying to like jam pack his backpack by stepping over it, so to make room for extra item. With these, when I have to go through TSA, but TSA is not, it's not an issue. Okay, at the gate is, okay, departure gate. So I just wrap myself. If I make a blanket, I just wrap myself, and then that was no issue. If I'm making a beanie, you know, it was easy. So that was small enough to go through the the gate. So the departure gate. So I was saying that, you know, this type here, this type of activity here is called therapeutic. What they call occupational therapeutic, because it's supposed to be like a great therapy. It's supposed to relax. It does relax me, because to do this, I have to stay focusing on the pattern, because when I talk too long, talk too much, I realize that I miss the patterns, and I have to undo it. I did that all the time when I'm on here and I miss the pattern and I have to undo, especially when it get this big and I have to undo the whole row. I'm like, you know, I mean, I dislike that. That's why I have to check the border to make sure that I didn't miss anything. If I miss anything, I would go in and correct it now when I make around and find out that I missed something like toward the end. It was like, phew, that's like a lot of work, you know, have to undo the yarn. But anyway, so this is getting heavy because this is like 3 spool of yarns, and it's gotten heavy. Okay, so it's not a soft, because I thought there was like supposed to be. It's not baby yarns. Okay, baby yarn would be more fluffy. Okay, so I probably have to wash this to softening it. Okay, so I'm almost done. I have a little bit to go. I'm gonna make border also, and then I'll do what I do, that I will take short videos of the complete of, because I needed to do border for it, okay, in a different design, okay, because I might finish this tonight. It depends and see. So sometimes when I plan to do something, it never go right. So it's better not to plan and not to promise anything, because that way it doesn't appear like I'm not speaking the truth. You know, sometimes when I say things, oh yeah, I'm gonna come back and do this and do that tonight, I never gotten to do it. It's like, oh, where is she? You know, so yeah, but it's so good to see all of you though. You know, I mean, checking in with all of you. Hope that all you're doing well, and I'm doing good. Today is my Friday, so I don't have baby on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. I only have her 4 days a week, and sometimes the parent take day off, and so I don't have, sometimes I only have her 3 days per week, so it's not too bad. You know, I mean, it was nice to have that nice break. So, but you know what? But I wanted to do these. Okay, I done that before. A friend of mine, she bought this persimmons. Okay. Wait. Hey, Cici, hola, ¿cómo está? Not busy today? Yes, I'm in the house. I didn't have time to cook. I make breakfast for Stone already and my son, and I have my lunch too. I just had some. I have green peas and fruits. I was saying that my friend Lucy, she went to get some of these persimmon. Okay, there's two kind of persimmon. This kind here, I have to wrap this because it's getting ripened. It had a little opening, and if there's an opening, it'll be fruit flies. Okay, so I always wrap it. This side of persimmon here, You cannot eat it when it's still hardened. Okay, it have to be softened for to consume it. Yeah, it's good. I love persimmon. Stone doesn't like persimmon. I serve him. He won't touch it. He said, "I'm not a horse." Because in American perception, they think that persimmon are for horses. Is that right, Cece? Because I'm not from America, so I don't know why persimmon is the food for horse. I don't understand. Well, I saw the Indian feed the horse with the apple. You know, I never seen them feed horse with persimmon. So this type of persimmon, you see, they different. Okay, these are more, what you call it, long round. What you call this? It's almost like a mountain hill. So this one right here, it's almost like lettuce flowers. Okay, so and so to talk about persimmon, okay, look at that. They all have different shape and sizes, and I was saying, okay, if you have fruits that had an opening, the fruit fly is gonna come out of it. I think, you know, I mean, all fruit had its own fruit flies department. Okay, so because we kept a vegetable on the table here, and yesterday noticed that there was one ripened that was opening. So see if your fruit flies. So I wrap it up. So now, if the fruit flies in here, this is not mine right here. It belonged to Lucy. So, but she shared with me. So she said, I told her that I'm gonna do. She gave me some of this. I said I'm gonna do fruit carving on live. I was supposed to do it today, but then I forgot to bring my my carving knife. Okay, I have some small knife, but they are not carving knife. I need some good carving knife to do some beautiful design. So perhaps maybe I won't say tonight. Hopefully that tomorrow. Okay, if it's not, I will get to it because she bought me. So when she heard I mentioned that I'm gonna carve the these here, she said, "Oh, I'll get you some more." So last night she got me some more. So it's in the fridge. I want to keep it nice and fresh in the fridge. So when I carve it, it will have it won't be mushy. Here, and she left it outside. It's a little withered, but the one I'm gonna be using is gonna be crispy cold. So it'd be better like this one right here. Still firm. Okay. So this right here too. I mean, in California, there's so plenty. I have these in the backyard, and even my neighbor backyard where it cascade down over to my side of fence. So she said, "Help yourself because we have so much, so we don't have to fight over. We don't have to fight over the persimmon because then sorry because we have friends who work at the farms and they always bring so many of these. But then you know how expensive these are in another state. Okay, they're like $2 per pound. Well, these they don't sell for pound. They don't sell go by pound. They sell by individual fruit. So this is about $1.99. This right here. The thing about persimmon is that during the winter time, it does not fall off from the tree. So the leaves will fall off from the tree, but these will not fall off the trees. You never had persimmon before? See, you like Stone because Stone saying, yeah, I don't like that. But he would eat carrot though, I mean, these taste better than carrots. I mean, it had beta carotene, same way, same color, it's good for your eye, good for your skin, I mean, it had vitamin C, vitamin D, and other minerals. But then I said, no. He claimed that he's Asian, but he doesn't like persimmons. I said, well, what kind of Asians are you? I said, I'm Asian from Belize. Okay. So yeah, I did persimmon carving on some of my videos. I didn't go online and I did the pre-recorded doing the carving, but I wanted to come on here just to spend time with all of you wonderful people doing persimmon carving. It's very easy. I last time I did the the kabocha squash carving. It was fun, you know. I mean, I enjoyed it when I was in Thailand in a refugee camp. I mentioned it all the time that there's a there's there's a class for that. The Thai government allow the educational system to come in and taught us the homemaking skills. So carving fruit and vegetables was like some of the things that was taught. But at the time, I didn't pay too much attention because I was worried about eating them because I was hungry in the camp. We don't have enough fruit anyway. Why carve it when I can eat it, right? So I always like hide all my fruit. And my teacher would come around and say, "Oh, where's our fruit?" And say, "Oh, I ate it." So they know that we're hungry. So she always brought extra fruit for us to carve. Okay, so the fruit in Thailand was expensive, and we carve mangoes. We carve a lot of carve mangoes because we don't have, well, persimmon was quite expensive in Thailand or Cambodia because it's not native. This was native in China. I think Chinese grew this also in Japan. Now I think Cambodian and in Thailand might have this also. Last time when I visit, they have this, but they're expensive. It might be imported from China. That's why they're expensive. So some of the fruit that we did was like mangoes with like melons. Yeah, most of melons, but then melon was a little bit sophisticated. So with that skill that I attained from the refugee camp, I'm able to like remember some of it. So I started to create my own. I started to collected some of the memories that I had in Thailand. So it's delicious, quite contrary with apples. You know, I mean they flavorful. They are it crossed between I can't. It's not pear. It's not apple. It had its own uniqueness. You know, I mean. I told us that if she get plenty, get it ripened, then we can make cookie of it. Do you know that you can make cookie from this persimmon? You have to get it ripened soft. You have to get it soft. It's not. This have to be blended, but then it works better when it's mushy, when it's soft. Okay, so you can make cookies out of this. And when I was in Stockton, I made plenty of cookie made from persimmon because we have plenty of persimmon. I mean, it was like bucket drums of oh, it was too much. You know, we ate so much and started gaining weight because these had a lot of sugar. Okay, it's very sweet. If you get it ripened and softened, it get real sweet. I mean, it's sweeter than apple or sometimes banana too. You know, so. But this right here is very sweet already. It's not even soft. I remember when our neighbor, I live on the court. So everybody, all the Cambodians grew them because they love persimmon. That's how much they love them. So everybody had a tree. In my backyard, I don't have a tree, but my neighbor, my next door neighbor had a tree. So it's such a big tree. So they got so many branches like cascade over on my side of the fence. So because being good neighbors, so I gotten to enjoy free fruits. Yeah. What's so bad, Cece? Living in the camp is not enough food, and that's why you see Cambodians started eating weird stuff, eating bug, eating tarantula, eating grasshoppers, eating whatever they can find out of the Khmer Rouge. You know, I understand why, because those surviving years that to live, to survive, they have to eat anything that they can grab, they can find. You know, the root, the bug. So refugee camp was like you cannot go out and find food because in a refugee camp it's barbed wire. You know, if you go out, then they just put you in a dungeon, shape your head and put you in a dungeon. For me, I sneak out a lot of time because we make holes. We just went through the little tunnel. We left the camp. When I was in refugee camp, I left the camp almost every day to go find food, and in Thailand, there's wild mushrooms, there are all kind of leafy vegetables that we can gather to make food. And sometimes we get enough and I'll sell at the market. That's how we survive also. That kind of wild mushrooms and that my grandparents taught me what's edible, what's not edible mushrooms. So I learned from that. So, and when because Thailand and Cambodia had the same elements, same weather type, same kind of soil, same kind of terrain. So therefore, what grew in Cambodia will grow in Thailand, in Laos, and not so much about Vietnam. But I visited Vietnam. Most of the stuff that we do in Cambodia, like rice farming, the gardening, and the fruits and the vegetables. Basically, we share the same common the 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 commonality. So they have banana, they have jackfruit, they have rice field, they have all the tropical fruit that they have in Cambodia. We have so many common things. In fact, some of the best huge best um, pineapples are from I can't remember north or south Vietnam, but then they have the huge called lakata, like huge delicious pineapple was like long, big, it's not small, like Hawaiian grow. And then there's certain type of banana. This type of banana they call it Jake the Bong Yun. So Jake the Bong Yun. It's a South Vietnam banana, but then the Asian banana, the type that we have, are green. Okay, is ripened green. It's not yellow. So, but but the because the fruit are allowed to get ripened, mature on the plantain, so the fruit smell a little bit stronger. I mean, not smell. I mean the sweet smell was a lot stronger, was a lot more inviting. Not like here, you have to leave it to like get a little uh, get brown spot in order to smell. And I can't smell anything. But if you were to be in the in the well, Vietnam banana or plantain, you can smell it because the bananas are some of bananas are yellow, but there's one type of banana that is ripened green, so it doesn't turn colors. So they call it Jatang Bong Yun. Those are so then Cambodian um, brought the species of that kind of banana. My grandfather grew in his backyard. He said, "Oh, we got this from Vietnam. Somebody brought it in." I mean, we exchange fruits and we exchange the culture and the food, and that's why when people said, "Oh, you stole my dress, you stole my culture, you stole my belief, you stole the jewelry, you stole it," we shared at the time when people were nicer. We shared. Now that we're not nice to each other, we just accuse each other of being the thief. So then so let's not go there. But then the neighbor country, like what did we learn from Mexico? We learned the Mexican food, right? What do we learn about Canada? Well, Canada, we learned the language. They learned parlez-vous français, if they still speaking parlez-vous français. Um, so we love. Honestly, I don't know what Canadian people eat or speak. I know the majority of them, some part of some part of uh, some part of Canada, they do speak French, right, and English because some part are still colonized by British, uh, Great Britain. I'm sorry if I'm mistaken. I have not done. I have very little knowledge of Canada. I have some family live there on my former in-law side of family. And I didn't know that there was a large population of Cambodian live in Canada too. In Canada, I think Canada is a lot was nice country to be living in also, and in France and not British Columbia, British or England. So yeah, so being neighbor, we see what you do. Just like I see my neighbor who went get a palm tree. I said I want a palm tree, so I went to get palm trees. And I see my neighbor had like fig trees. And, oh, those are nice. I went out and get the fig trees and grow them. And then you can't say that, well, you stole it from me. No, Oh, French and English. Yeah, I thought so. Yeah. So so being nice neighbor, which is like, oh yeah, here, here I have this banana here. There, come and get some and grow in your backyard, grow in your country. Here I have this banana tree. I have this coconut. I have this mangoes. I have this jackfruit, rambutan, whatever it is. Here, take the seed and grow in your country. And says, that's mine. I mean, people are like, come on now. I mean, this is this is the dispensation where you got to live right because again, go back to karma. So, I mean, people talk about karma a lot, so now it's stick in my head. So that you have to always do good, good deed to receive good karma for this life. People in Buddhism, they believe in reincarnation, where people have to like redeem themselves and live well and be as merit, being as friendly, as loving, as kind, as giving. So when when that person die, they will be reborn as a higher form of human, or even God Himself, or even they said that to be more. Uh, well, I'm just going with the Buddhism because I'm coming from the Buddhism background myself until I got converted into Christianity. But then I don't forget what was taught originally. The foundation of my life is that I was born into the Buddhism. So in the Buddhism taught that if someone who have karma before life, so they're trying to redeem themselves in this life, so by doing good deeds, and if they do bad deed, and then they just build more karma from that brought from previous life and onto this life, and build more karma in this life. So when they die, so now they accumulate all the karma from the previous life into the next this life, into the next life. So that's why you've seen people in Cambodia, they if they said they being extra nice, being friendly, and that's just because anything they do, they have to think about getting karma. Okay, but there's still a lot of airhead where they don't think about nothing but the benefit. So they can go out and rob and kill and rape and all that. I mean, everywhere in any nation in the world, there are bad and good people, but mostly good people. Yeah. So in my family, we believe in karma too. Even I converted to Christianity, I learned that we don't get reborn, we don't get reincarnated, but we believe in resurrection, which is only one resurrection. So we weren't lucky like one of those 12 disciples who got taken to heaven alive with Jesus. So we have to go through that immortality and have to lay down our life, and then we'll be called back to to resurrection one day. I don't know when, but something that we will find out, right? I don't know how long it's gonna take. So I mean, not hopefully not too soon. I mean, this is like the last dispensation. There's 7 dispensation throughout this whole earth time that we, since the human existence, it started with Adam and Eve. That was the first dispensation, and follow with the each time when God talked to the prophet, or chosen a prophet or what have you, would be a dispensation. So I don't know how long during dispensation it's been since when last dispensation was done with the last James and John and Peter's, and those are their disciples. And after Christ died, I think one of them became prophet or got called to be prophet and lead the tribe of Israel, and so on and so forth, until they're all after Christ had ascended. So a lot of mean people, a lot of antichrist had annihilated Christ follower, the Christianity. So, but then what is left is just what is being recorded in the scriptures that we often read and study. In our church, we take turn to read the scriptures. Each year we study different scriptures and we read the whole highlight for the whole year. We teach all ages according to the scriptures. So I'm not scriptural, but there's certain messages, certain verses in the Bible that really stuck out and helped during the time that I needed most, and some answer for life in life most, you know. And we believe in prayer, we believe in priesthood power, we believe in healing, we believe in predecessor, we believe in in God, you know. We believe in that Christ had risen and that He's waiting for His glorious day to return, and that's what all the Christians are anticipating. You know, we don't question when, where, and how, but we just know that it one day. You know, all we need to do is to be prepared. You know, that way we don't have to be scared when it does happen. You know, if you're prepared, there's nothing to be scared of. This life is it's scary anyway. So you know, I mean, it's gotten scarier and scarier now because it's getting so crazy with all this. Well, the technology is wonderful and it helps us if we utilize it in a manner that will help enrich our life, our job, our connections, and our network with the world. But if we use it in the wrong way, and then it can be scary. It can be it can be alarming. Okay, so we have to learn how to utilize technology, utilize the resources in a manner that will enrich and help our life expanding or grow and progress. Okay, if we know how to do it correctly. Okay, so I'm all over today just because we just have don't have to worry about do much today. Been working on the blanket. It's gonna be done hopefully tonight. So, and it's Friday, so I can probably take a early sleep today because I didn't sleep very well and a few things in my mind. So I linger on it, and I woke up early, and because I have to wake up early and take care of families and things before I work. So it's always an extra time, extra hour to wake up to get myself ready to take care of mom, dog, and pets and jobs. So I'm used to being up early anyway. But then sometimes there's night that we just not rest very well. So that was the night. So yeah, my eye a little droopy, you know, like you know. So anyway, but I just want to check in with all of you because I haven't been here for the last few days. So I just need to check in, make sure that everybody's okay, and to see. Really, you read scripture regularly? I have scriptures in 4 languages. 'Cause I read a few times in I finished reading Old Testament, New Testament, in all congregation we have a few other scriptures. So I read regularly. I like to read at least a verses of two scriptures before bedtimes. You know, just to have that connections, the energy connection with the creators. Because if he so the Lord said that, you know, I'm not going to give you any more scriptures unless you finish reading yours. And how many of us had finished reading the scriptures? You know, I mean, I didn't finish reading the scriptures until I had a calling to teach in seminary. Boy, it was a calling. It's not a paid job. Okay, so teaching seminaries have to start like at 6:30 in the morning, and the class is an hour long, and to teach, I have to read the scripture thoroughly and have to make note, have to prepare for the lessons and all that. So become the seminary teacher. It was like not helping the student. It was helping me become more spiritual, um, more connected to God. Because then you know um, I didn't have my teaching credential, but I graduated with teaching um, with teaching. Major, but I didn't pursue in teaching credential. When I was in college, I that was my major was teaching and business administration, but I didn't proceed neither of the major, so I just graduated with with um, with general education plus the uh, the teaching major, but I no proceed with the teaching. But but the job teaching in seminary was like how so the bishop said that God qualified those he called to serve, so it was it was like that. He I accept the calling. I was nervous about it because this is I was teaching high school kid now. Okay, seminaries are for high school kids for 4 years. They go to seminary for 4 years. They graduate at the year of their senior year, so they get their seminary uh, diploma also. So taught for this scriptures during those 4 years. So I got into I finished. So I got to finish reading the scripture, from cover to cover, because I was impressed because I was a member of the church for many years. I converted in 1981. So I've been a member for 44 years now. So before I got called to teach in seminary, I never finished the reading. I never finished the scripture. I read a few verses in there. Then I got to finish. I got to learn about Job and learn about the seven virgin. So learn about the parables. I learn about about the Israelite. I learned about Moses. Learned about Adam and the fall and all that. So it was wonderful. I may not remember all the detail, but the thing about study the scriptures, it gives that spiritual height where you stay connected with God. So those are his words. He said that I'll read the scripture. Those are my words, and you'll find the answer. And just flip a page, and so and just comprise that into your daily living. If you believe in um, in Buddhism, and then you chant and you attend Buddhist ceremony. If you Hindu, if you any kind of denomination that you believe in, and then you don't need me to tell you what to do, and you already know what to do. So then just be stay adhered to it, stay strong, stay faithful, and stay focusing on that, because there's power in every faith that we have. They said that if you have, well, in the scriptures, in the Christianity, they believe that if you have power, if you have faith as big or small as the mustard seed, this can move a mountain. So okay, that's a lot to say there. It's just by parable. Okay, I know that we won't be able to move the mountain because the mountain attached to earth, so we cannot move the mountain. But the parable to teach us that we have to have faith for greater things. We don't question God, and we don't accuse God why things hurt, that you faithful members, you're a good person, or a bad thing happened to us. Bad thing happened for numerous of reasons. Okay, to teach us to be a better person, to teach us to be a stronger person, it teaches to help us to overcome certain barriers, certain circumstances in our lives, to help us to reshape us to be a better person. Each situation, each circumstance that we face is not that because God don't like us, because God wants to test us, make sure that we that we be able to grow, to progress, to handle certain turmoil in our life. And just like I was saying, if we attend school, we didn't graduate from college without the elementary, like the basic and the secondary education. Unless you're like born with 300 IQ or 5,000 IQ, then you just learn to read as soon as you got out of the womb, and then you don't need to, all that miracle. But other than that, faith is just like, it's the foundation of every individual belief. If we don't have faith, then nothing works. Okay, So just like people say, well, I pray all the time, but how come, I'm always facing with the calamities, with turmoils, with situation, with adversary, losing family members. Those are part of the God plan. We don't have control over those kind of things. Death is something that we don't have control over at all. Whether it's sudden death, when someone died from terminal ill or from child, whatever circumstance the person died from, it's not accident. Okay, as well, people say, well, I could have stayed home that day. Oh, she should have stayed home that day. He wouldn't get shot. Just like when my nephew was shot and killed on duty. He was a police officer and 7 years in the law enforcement. He was a happy guy. He graduated from the police academy, met his sweetheart. He married her and they had a child together. And one day he got called to this area, like a tough area, and knock on the door. And the guy opened the door and said, "What do you want?" Go boom, boom. He bypassed all that bulletproof jacket and struck him on the area that was not guarded. And that's how I lost my nephew. So when the police department released the video cam, the body video cam, it was nasty. I shouldn't have seen it, but then it was so horrible, to see the actual event where the bullet went through and then the blood just, it was nasty. I shouldn't have watched it because that scene itself, that image itself was like really, and it literally stuck in the head. It's hard to get out. Though he's been gone now 4 years, still feel it. Love that guy. He's a funny guy. Love him. He's big, handsome, and tall, and he loved his son. And so Jason is now about 5 years old. And when his dad died, he's only 7 months old. So he never got a chance to grow up with his dad. So with the Christian belief, I hold it up. Well, though there's a moment that hurts still, that one day that we will be united. And same thing with my brother. He passed just a couple of weeks, about a month ago. So I'm still in the place of mourning because he died so young and he suffered a whole lot and in and out of emergency rooms and too many procedures done. Finally, he gave up. He just left. So yeah. So that's why. Thank you. I know it's hard, right? I mean, I lost my dad. It was not easy losing my dad, but it's different emotion. I mean, when you lose someone that you love and care for, but that the time come and you're ready for that. So it was easier to lose that person. But when you lose someone like that, like he was walk past you and then the next minute he's gone, and be young and never had chance to enjoy life, never had chance to watch the kid grow up, to walk him or her down the aisle, or to attend the graduation or what have you, or take the kid to kindergarten. And that was sad, So I have a harder time for his loss. But when my dad died, I know that it's going to happen because he was a sick man and take care of him for 16 years. I know that his health was declining. I know that he's going to go. And he went peacefully in my arms. So, it was sad, but at least I know that he prepared to go, But when someone dies sudden like that, it's just like, it never get over, Yeah. Thank you. Hug you too. But anyway, okay, I don't want to get through it. I get emotional, so let's end. So I hope that all of you will have a great day, and okay, and have a good weekend, and go out and collect some candies. In fact, happy Halloweens. And yeah, this does look like pumpkin, right? It looked like pumpkin, so I could have carved it on it, but I didn't have enough tool to do it. But yeah, so I think I need to get some candy when the kid come to the door. I don't want them to be disappointed, knocking the door and then to find out that the light is off Thank you, Sissy. Hug you too. The light is off and no candy, so I mean disappointing, you know. When I remember when the kids were young, we used to go to like the rich neighborhood. We like to drive into the rich neighborhood because they give like the best candy. You know, they don't give you like some some stingy people can be stingy too. You know, they give you popcorn in a bag. I'm like, oh. I mean, it's only once a year, you know, if you cannot afford it. And so sometimes they leave like a nut in a shell, you know, take some nut. I'm like, okay, I'll take a few so I can make pie out of it. so so they, you know, they're Scrooge like that too. And some who in the spirit, you know, you see the decorations and they have candy to give, like pound. I normally give them about 10 to 15 pounds of candies, good candies, you know. When I give, I give generously. If I if I'm not home to do it, and some I would get it from my mom, and she'd be out in the front door to give it out. And yeah, so in tune with the spirit, you know. I mean, some say too much. I understand. If you cannot afford it, it's fine. You know, if you can afford it, then you know, get something nice. You know, no nut. I mean, if it's pecan pie, I'll take it. But if there's a lot of nut, I'll take it because I need it for cooking, you know. So now that I enjoy, I'm not around my grandchildren. Well, I do. I have three at the other house, so they already been out trick or treating last night, trunk or treating, and all my grandchildren they went trunk or treating, and at the church they already have the treat. They have their trick or treat tonight. They already decorated the halls and the families bring their own. So at the church, what's nice is that family get to bring bags of candies, however candy they like, and if they're gonna bake cookie, make sure that they wrap it nicely, you know, so that they can hand it and hand the cookie in a bag, you know. If they're gonna bake and then you know, then put it nicely, you know, maybe a little bowl, a little cutie bag would be nice, you know. But then they don't recommend it home cook to pass to give out because people don't trust. They don't just trust anybody with homemade, you know. Well, they would trust the commercial product. They don't trust homemade, you know, because they. So that's how shallow thing can be. So, but anyway, so I wish you a nice Halloween, and yes, if you do give out candy, give some good one. Okay, just remember that the kids are eating it. Okay, I know candies are not all that terrific, but some people will do lollipop fine. You know, I like a little, but I can't have peanuts, so I can have all the peanut, chocolate peanut thing. You know, I want to mention name because, but then TikTok's always like get to love you too. Hey Diane, welcome. I hope you're doing good. Hug to you too. Hug, love. Thank you. So I've been here long enough. I didn't do anything today. I was trying to finish the baby blanket. It turned out pretty nice already. Cece, she said she want to order for grandkid. I'm still waiting for her. See, so, right. So this tricolor right here, it turned out nicely. So I love it. I love the blend of the color. It's so coordinating. You know, it's really nice to have in possession. You know, I never have my own blanket I make for myself. I have doily. I have bed cover doily. So I have a few doily that I make king size doily. So that take a lot of time. It takes one of them would take like 6 months to a year to do the doily for the king size. So I have those, but I don't have personal blanket for myself. I think I do because I still have a lot of yarn sitting around. I need to like do granny square and put them together and then attach them together. They may, because granny square it can be any kind of color. It can be scattered color. It doesn't have to be color coordinated. That's the good thing about the Afghan. The Afghan is that it does not have to be coordinated. So well, thank you. Hug and love you too. And it's good to see you, Diane. It's good to see. Um, oh, you're back. So how? Yeah. So how was the little trip then? You're the one to take a little trip, huh? To see the kids, the grandkids in the Bay Area. How was it? Did you enjoy? I wish I have the time to do that. Now with the baby, I'm stuck. I don't even know I'm able to travel this. Um,
I think I would be able, but not too many days. I think her son would be off during Christmas, so I have to coordinate with her. If the son is home, I mean that the son can take care of the baby, so I can travel. I like to see my grandkid because my first set of grandkids who are the twin, they turned 18, so I think their 18th birthday would be like a significant mark in their life. They want grandma to be there because I'm always there on their birthday, because it's close to my birthday, so we got to celebrate. When the kid turned 16, I was 61, so we have candles switch, 16 for the twin and 61 for grandma, and then we have the cake. But then I like to separate the cake because because I want the twin to have a separate birthday, not combined with grandma. Grandma's been there and done that, lived for over 60 years. I don't need to be competing with my grandkids. The birthday are separately. So I tell my kid, don't do that. Don't combine my birthday because I'm not there. You want to get my birthday in, want to celebrate before I leave. So don't combine my grandkids with my birthday. My birthday is about what, on the first week of January, and the grandchildren were born on Christmas Eve. So I still have a few more weeks till before my birthday comes. So don't combine it. I mean, you can send a card, send a cake, whatever. But don't combine my birthday with the kid. But then she said, well, it was funny because when my first grandchildren, the twin, was 16, I turned 61. So she deliberately bought three cakes, two for the twins and one for me, and then she put the big candle, said number 16 for the grandkid, mine, and 61 for me. So she put it together and she took pictures. She was like happy. I'm like, oh, look at mom, the difference between you and the grandkid. I know I'm a grandmother, so there's a big difference. Yeah, what do you want? And said, no, mom, and said, my kid was just lucky to have you. And so yeah. So anyway, I would the baby is already awake. She heard my voice and she's calm. You see that how nice and calm she is. She loved being here. She's just a good baby. Little Brody, she's so. Today she's good, but yesterday she was a little grumpy. Um, she so I couldn't do anything yesterday. I couldn't even eat because she didn't want to be apart, not even a minute. So so today she got her nap, she ate, she had a diaper change, so I'm gonna check on her right now. She's right up. She gave me that couple hour time for me to have the time alone here. But I just want to say thank you for tuning in and being here for me, and I appreciate you. Cece and Diana, welcome back and have a good weekend. And go get some candy. We'll give out some nice candy. Okay? I was just talking about Halloween too. If you celebrate Halloween, if you're not, you'll be fine too. But a lot of people don't celebrate holiday, don't celebrate anything like that. But I understand. I respect that too. But for me, I think holiday come once a year. I just grab it. I just enjoyed it. Because that's like American tradition. Cambodian, we don't have stuff like this. But then now that I'm in America, so I am throwing myself in the cultural, the mainstream culture. So I'm adapted and I'm adopted into it. So I love it. So it's beautiful. There you go. There she is. Anyway, so I gotta go. I gotta check on her diapers and give her the next feeding. All right. Thank you. Good to see you, Diana. Have a good weekend, sweetheart. Send love. Cece, hug and love. Appreciate your sister and all of you too on TikTok. I appreciate you being here. Love all of you guys. Okay, have a great weekend and go out and enjoy your Halloween. Collect a lot of candies. Make sure you check the packages, you check the bag, you check for the opening, you check for anything. Lay it out, inspect it before you eat. Okay, there's a lot of crazy people who have crazy mind, crazy ideas. Okay, don't trust what you got on the bag, and make sure that if you have small children, make sure that you lay all the candy out. You go through each one of the candies. Okay, inspect for any ripping, any damaging, anything suspicion. Throw it out. Okay, I mean, it's a great event. It's a great holiday. It's holiday. It's a fun day, but make sure that we take extra precautions for that. Okay, don't trust everything you see. Don't trust everything is given. Okay, because I know that a lot of people meant well. We want to appreciate those who practice and carry traditions and do it in a loving way. But then some crazy people who have crazy mind, crazy thought, crazy ideas, you know. So just watch out for those and just make sure that you inspect the candies before the kid consume them, and then put them away too. Don't give the whole bag to the kid. I don't know, the kid got this much, like 10-15 pound of candy. That's a lot of candy. That candy can last for like the whole year. Yeah, you know, yeah. Bye-bye. Diane, have a good weekend. Enjoy your Halloween if you celebrate. Okay, let me go now. Have a good weekend to all of you. Love and appreciate.